Okay guys, it's still Tochi once again, and then I'm purposely doing this tutorial to help take you through some step-by-step approach you use to sort out an assignment for me, and then through the assignment you will be able to practice how to form colors and then how to get proper colors which can match through the color harmony concept. And so I'm doing or using this video to teach you how to form monochromatic colors in this form, just as shown in this image. See, it's a very nice flyer I just did for the purpose of this tutorial. And so I'm doing just the same design which I would want you to also study and repeat the same or form with different colors and then submit for view. Alright, so let's get straight into the video. The first thing is to launch your PixArt application. When you launch it, you tap on this plus sign to lead you to the Create interface. Once you get there, you want to get into the workspace or the workroom. What do we do now? Now, the first thing is I've told you, you begin the design from a background. Now, because this image wasn't having the design wasn't having a peculiar background, it was just a white background. You can begin from a blank background and then add a shape. You see, design is just planning. How do I get the white background? So you design from a blank space and you add the shape to cover the background. And so that's exactly what we do. So you tap on this blank, tap on it, and you go to the option where you are allowed to add a shape. So that is the button. You just tap it. The default shape is a circle, so we will need a square shape to cover the whole space. And so you just select from here the rectangle and you transfigure it by expanding this part into a square, something like a square. Now you use this button to expand it or enlarge it so that it covers the whole space. Good. Now once it covers the whole space like this, you tap on the check mark. Okay, once you tap on the check mark, it means the surfaces are held together like this and they cannot be separated unless you tap on this undo to reverse it to the scratch. Okay, so let's move on. What is our purpose now? Our purpose is to form monochromatic colors. And so the main object to be present there are shapes on which the colors will be fed on. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to add the color hue which we will pick the color from. Okay, so the first is to add the color hue. So this color hue was sent to you in the form of image. And so what do? You go to add image option, add photo option, then you select the color hue. Here is it, very nicely. So you tap on it and you have the option to select up to 10 photos, but since you need only this one, you just tap on add it. And so this is the color hue. You shift it up here. Alright, nicely placed. Then we move on to the main task to add the shapes where we will feed in our colors. And so to make it quite simpler, you unselect the presently selected object by tapping on a free space so that the options here will be the ones that will help us add another shape. Previously, when it was selected, the options here befitted editing an object, and so we would need to add a shape, and so we need to unselect it by tapping on the free space. Now you add the shape by this button. Now note that the shape here is a circle, so you tap on the rectangle. Let's use this one which have curved edges. Okay, so we reduce the size into any reasonable or suitable size, then we shift it to the left. Now let me chip this in. As a graphic designer, I am teaching you things that I wasn't taught, but I discovered them. I discovered that the more you draw your designs closer to the edges, they are not nicer. But the more you draw far from the edges, your designs become very nice. And so note that it's better you work far away from the edges. All right, so let's keep it somewhere here. It's okay, very nice. Now we add a color. Now you tap on this option, the color option. Let me explain something here. The developers of PixArt are so detailed when it comes to color combinations, and so their colors here are presented in a form that makes it easy to understand color combinations. And so looking at the initial ones here, white, this one is gray, this is a deep form of a gray, and this is black. All these four colors are neutral colors which accept any form of color. And so if you are having a problem with adding colors, when you use these ones as background, the colors will be so visible. And so from here, we will use white as that was why I chose white as the background, so that our colors and our work will become much visible. Now let's shift to this side. Now this is red. Now to the left, you can see that the colors keep fading, so the contrast keep falling. Now this too is a violet color, which keeps fading to the right, and that is a monochromatic color presentation. Now this is blue. Now look at on the left, what happens there? It is fading, and that is a monochromatic color formation. Now to the right, there is also another color fading there. I'll say, okay. Now let's see what happens. This is red, which is expressing is fading to the right. So yellow too here is here. So yellow too is here, which keeps fading towards the left. Now this gives a slight or a primary knowledge to any PixArt user that these concepts are very important to be learned. All right, so let's move on. You can choose from the options I took you through to form the colors. But let me through this teach you how to pick a color. From this option button here, I told you that we call it pipette or pick color. Then you move it to the color you want to pick. Let me explain something here. The primary colors are evenly spaced. This one is red. Now on a count of 3 to the right, you move on to the next color. And so 1, 2, 3. Then the fourth one is yellow. Now 1, 2, 3. The fourth one is blue. Now this one, the primary colors it is using is red, yellow, and blue, and that is primary colors of light. That is the primary colors that PixArt uses. Okay, now let's pick the blue according to our work. Now once you pick it, it affects the shape here. Now since we want to form a monochromatic color, we want to start it from the deeper one to the lighter one. And so how do you make this deep? You go to the color palette option. When you tap it, since we are forming blue, you can tap on this blue option here. Then this circle, the outer circle, helps you to choose the main color, and so you put it on blue. If you want green, you just put it at the middle of the green section. If you want red, you put it at the middle of the red section. So this one you want blue, so we put it at the middle of the blue section. That's nicely placed. Then we use the second button, which works on the rectangular box inside the circle. Now let me explain this. When you bring it down here and then you shift it forward and backwards, you are dealing with contrast. So contrast talk of how deep the color is or how relaxed the color is. Then this part, taking it up here, When you go up and down, this one talks of lightness and then darkness. So that is tint and hue. Tint and hue. Now, to be able to form the monochromatic, you begin from this lower point. If you send it to the last part, it is black. And so you bring it a little bit up. Then this shows a deeper color here of blue. Then you can pick it to form the first color. Through that same point, you are going to move vertically like this. And so this forms one color. Then the next option, you push it up a little bit to fade it. Then you form the next color. You push it up a little bit to form the next color. You push it up a little bit to form the last color. And so we are just forming 4 colors out of it. So we start with the first one. Push it up a little bit to get this. That's a nice selected color. Now it applies. Very good. That's a very deep blue color. Now we want to replicate this box. And so you just tap on this layer option and tap duplicate. Now, with the concept of alignment, we can't put it anywhere, but to help us are the default rulers. And so you see there's some green short dash helping us to position our work properly. You don't put it anyhow. Make sure the ruler is shown to guide you to place the object properly. Okay, so as we place it like this, that's very nice. Now, the next thing is to fade the color here to a lighter one. So you just go to color, then you go to this same palette. Now it is there, so you just push it up a little to see that there will show a difference between the two colors, this one being lighter than the initial one. So as it fades to your own want, then you just select it. That's a nice fade. Now you duplicate it. Now you just send it. Make sure the distances are even. Then you give this one to another color, bit faded. So you keep repeating till you are done. So there you go. That's a nice color. Duplicate it. Now the duplication, you check for a color for it. There you go. All right, very nice. Now to orient them properly, we can push this one back a little. Push this one too. It is now well arranged. I think this is a nice color combination which shows that fading or monochromatic gesture. So let's continue. Now add our tests. The first test is color scheme. Color scheme. Okay. Now you select. I want us to use what's the name of the font? Bebas. So that was the font I used here. So make sure as you are shifting it, the lines of alignment will help you align the side of the color to the side of the shape. Note that. Okay. Now, I'm using this to show you a certain principle. And so let me get to the point where I can explain before I'll place it here. Now you duplicate it because you want to add the next test, which is monochromatic. And so you duplicate it by duplication, and afterwards place it well, double tap on it to change the content to monochromatic. Okay. Now someone will ask, why is this text more larger than the first one? Now we call something hierarchy. You see, in any design, you should first draw the viewer's eye to the most important things. And so I want people to see the monochromatic first. Between these two, I would want them to see the monochromatic before seeing the color scheme. All right. Now, the next concept is to add made of blue. Now, the made of was a bit separated from the blue because I wanted the blue to be exposed. So we can, because it's small, we can select this one and duplicate it. Now, make sure you hold it well. It's quite difficult dealing with. So we just say made of. Okay. Made of. Let me place it properly. Make sure the alignment is there. Good. Now we copy the monochromatic, duplicate the monochromatic and add it here. Then we double tap to edit, then change its name to blue nicely. And we can expand it a little. Place it here nicely. Place it here nicely. Now we place it here nicely. We can expand it a little. Okay. Let's bring them down a little bit. Okay. And we are gradually drawing closer to an end. So I gave this a gradient color. So how do we give it gradient color? I've told you gradient is to combine two colors to show one sliding into another or one blending into another. So just tap on the color option, then go to gradient. What colors do you want to show? It is blue fading into a lighter blue. So you type on the deeper one, then you select blue. Since I've taught you that, I'll not waste my time. Then you select the deeper one, go to the lighter part and select a lighter blue. The outer one falls on blue and the inner one will treat the fading. Okay, now that is it. So you want it to move in the same direction as the other one, so you just treat it with this one. You see, as you move it, the gradient keeps twisting into the form or direction you want. So this is how I want it to shade. Let's face it to the same direction. Okay, now we are good to go. Now let's clear off this one because we are done picking the color, so that we add another text to the place. Okay, so we are adding color harmony, so it is smaller just as this one, so you can duplicate that one. Now you bring it here, make sure the alignment lines show. It is supposed to align with this and also the back of the squares, so note that, position it in that form. So alright, the lines will show here, send it back so that all these lines show. So you can see the vertical one showing and the horizontal ones showing. Now you double tap and then type in color harmony. Color harmony. That is it. Now you expand it. You should know that by now it is distorted, so you still position it well. Okay. Okay. Good. After adding this text, the last one is to add the Coaches Graphic Academy. So you tap on this one, then you duplicate, hold it properly. Okay. Now you double tap, and then change it to Coaches Graphic Academy. Now let's make it right align. Okay, now you reduce the size, then you position it properly, make sure the alignment is working. Okay, now we added Tochi's Graphic Academy to just serve as a label so that if you appreciate your work and want to post it, your friends would be encouraged and they will know how Tochi's Graphics is helping you with this, your vision of becoming a graphic designer. So I'll beg of you not to have a problem with that. That notwithstanding, if you have a problem with it, you can just push it up a little bit and then get your own brand name under it. So if you are Apostles Graphics, you can just push the Tochi's Graphic up. Then you just put yours down. You say buy so and so graphics, so and so designs, so and so inks, so and so multimedia, any other name you wish to add. Now, I would encourage you through this to get yourself a brand name. It's very necessary. Okay, now let's move on. What we will do here is to make sure all the available colors in the design is functioning on the test. So I'll first change this color to the deeper one by using the pick option. I just tap here and then pick it to the, move it to the deeper color and do it selects. Now I can change this color to the second one. Maybe this one is okay. Now I can change the Tochi's Graphics to the most lighter one. The most lighter one. Okay. So with this, I think we are done. You can decide not to alter the color scheme and the made of, because black is a neutral color and it goes quite okay on any surface or any color at all. So this is a very nice design in the end. And so this is what I want you to do for me. Just form your own color combinations. You are doing it for the monochromatic and also for the analogous. Now, if you're able to discover other color harmonies, you can just form them. Just make 4 squares and then fill in the colors like that. And then you just tell us the kind of color harmony it is. And then make it like this. If it is red, you just say made of red. If it is green, made of green. Then there you go. I would want to end here. It's a very nice tutorial, and then it will go a long way to help you as you climb up in this journey of you being a graphic designer. I would say that try as much as possible to work on it, try to achieve it. Make sure you involve all the principles I shared. Make sure you let us know the main elements by involving the hierarchy concept I talked of. Make the main one bigger, followed by the next. Then you also vary the colors to establish that contrast on it. In the end, you get a very nice design. Okay, finally, you can save your work by tapping on this sign to have it saved. Good. Okay, so after it being saved, you are done with the work now. Catch you up in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.